None of this would be possible without your help. Every breakthrough, every battle won, and every life impacted is driven by you. Visit PVA.org to learn more.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Yes, your boy is back in the studio, back where I belong. Happy to be here. You can call in and text in at 833-212-1017 to share your thoughts on some of today's show. Call in, text in at the Truth Talking text line at 833-212-1017. You can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to the award-winning 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like, you can give us a share, and you can give us a subscribe so you do not miss any of your favorite award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. You can also download the award-winning 1017 The Truth app in the Google Play Store or Apple Store. Shout out to DJ Brother Z holding it down on the ones and twos. And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Well, first, I'm going to start with just I haven't really looked too much into it, but everywhere I look, they talk about how Prince Andrew was arrested amid Epstein files revelations. It's crazy. What's crazy to me that another country gets the Epstein files and they look through them and they find the fact that maybe within public office there was some mixed conduct, and granted he was in public office, but there was some misconduct taking place, some funny business taking place, some things that they thought was questionable taking place. And instead of sweeping it under the rug like we are doing here in America and not sitting here concerned about how there's current sitting folks in the administration and folks who in the past had a connection to Epstein, and we're not doing anything about it. It's crazy to me. And his own brother, King Charles, is like, hey, that's on my brother, You mess around, you get bit a little bit. So I just find it interesting the way that other countries are actually taking this serious. Like we've had the Epstein files for years, and now when the Epstein files or other countries have access to them, they are actually taking action. So it is quite interesting what we choose to do here in America. But again, 833-212-1017. Off the top today, Truth Nation, the Summerfest schedule is out, and I have some thoughts.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Yes, the Summerfest schedule is out, and I am excited, Truth Nation, for the world's largest music festival to be right back here in Milwaukee. I gave away tickets earlier this week. I believe Dr. Ken is giving away tickets today. I believe he's giving away tickets to Summerfest today, and I love that we here on The Truth get to be part of it every single year. We get to be part of the biggest party on the lakefront in the summer, and this year it will be no different. I'm excited to do my show live from there, hopefully. And as always, some of the biggest acts, some of the big acts that are coming this year is The Roots. We all love The Roots. Rev Run, legendary Rev Run from Run DMC. Charlie Wilson is coming. You already know y'all love some Charlie Wilson. Jeremiah, Sean Paul, Ella May, Flo Rida, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Don Tolliver, Saw Baby, or Saw Babby. Is that how you say Saw Baby? Exactly, I don't know. That's left, right, let me see you do it. Left, do it,
oh,
right,
yeah, Saw
do
Baby.
it. Yeah, I think that's him. Saw Baby and White Iverson himself, Post Malone, will be coming to Summerfest. Some very entertaining acts for people to enjoy. Now, one thing that was noticeably missing, one thing that noticeably I did not see this year on the schedule was I noticed that these acts seem to be more specific. They weren't the musical acts that will traditionally attract what I call YKs and YQs. And so for some reason, when I call them young kings and young queens, people like to chastise me. When that truth take was running, everybody's like, oh, YKs, YQs. Yeah, they are young kings and queens. They might be a little bit, need a little bit of guidance. Maybe a little misguided at the time. But they YKs and YQs, which y'all like to call YNs. I noticed that they didn't have any acts this time around that would attract a lot of YNs to come down to Summerfest. Now, I know there will be a lot of conversation happening right now and then again around Summerfest, how there are not a lot of acts which would attract younger, more rambunctious black people. Like, that's just, I'm going to say what it is. That's what the conversation is today. That's what the conversation is going to be during the summertime. But to be honest, Truth Nation, I say good. I'm glad. This is exactly how it should be after they showed they behind last year at Summerfest. Let us not forget that nonsense that took place at Summerfest last summer. Because I know I don't forget. I sure didn't forget because I was part of it. I was saving lives. I was definitely saving lives. Them girls was ready to square up. And I said, Queens, stop. Queens, stop. Y'all don't need to be fighting. For real. I said, Queens. I got in the middle of them. Now, it was calculated because I looked. I said, okay, ain't none of these girls gonna be able to do nothing to me. I got in the middle of them. They broke. They looked at me like I'm crazy. They walked away. So I saved the day. I saved somebody from getting hurt yesterday. But if you're one of the people that think it's not right, that Summerfest was very selective and strategic with this type of strategy of looking for artists that they brought this year to attract the type of crowd they wanted this year, you need to be reminded of the mayhem that ensued last year, which occurred at Summerfest. This year, I hope I ain't got to say, Queen, stop and get in between. And this year, I hope we can all just have a good time. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you can get a little bit of a refresher of the wildness which occurred at Summerfest because of acts like T Grizzly. I love me some T Grizzly. I was so happy when I saw that T Grizzly was coming here. I love me some T Grizzly. Me, my lady, my brother, his friend, we all went down to Summerfest to go see T Grizzly. Boss Man D-Lo, I like me some Boss Man D-Lo. If Hercules, baby, won't you bend that? And what if Hercules, baby? You know, perfect, baby. Right, Zach? That's what it is.
Stop.
That's the song, right?
Just stop.
That's it. Boss Man D-Lo. I love Summerfest. I love when they bring some of that ratchet music, but boy, oh boy, let me just direct y'all to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you can see the WISN story that will refresh your memory about what occurred last year when the likes of T Grizzly and Boss Man D-Lo came down to Summerfest.
First here at 5, a series of brawls broke out on the final night of Summerfest. That scene forcing police to kick nearly 24 people out of the event.
Now one city leader is demanding the festival get its act together. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard joining us live at Henry Meyer Festival Park. And Hannah, a lot of eyewitnesses accounting for what happened there.
Oh, right, Gianna. You had thousands of people on the grounds for the final night of Summerfest, a Saturday, many of them witnessing these fights with their very own eyes, including one woman who told me that she felt unsafe from this situation. From throwing punches to throwing trash cans. Multiple people tell 12 News they witnessed multiple fights break out Saturday night during the final night of Summerfest.
Like all through the night, you could just see this huge swarm of like 30 plus people just chasing everywhere. And then finally, with the rain starting to happen, I looked at my husband and I was like, let's just go. The festival grounds in Alderman Bob Bauman's
Well,
district.
I really didn't learn about the situation until I watched your program at 10 o'clock last night. And I thought, what the hell is going on down there?
The council member says he's heard from several eyewitnesses describing Saturday night's scene.
A few of the eyewitness observations were along the lines that there were an awful lot of teenagers there Saturday night, and that it appeared many of them were there because of the free admission prior to 3 p.m. Summerfest's got to get their act together, just that simple.
In separate statements, Summerfest says it's aware of isolated altercations and are carefully reviewing these events in detail. We asked organizers and Milwaukee police if they made any arrests Saturday. MPD only telling us they, quote, responded to several fights and ejected approximately 21 individuals from the Summerfest grounds. We are still in the process of issuing citations. The situation sticking with even seasoned Summerfest fans.
Because we've gone so many times, like maybe I would give them a chance again, but I definitely would be hesitant now.
Many people reacting to this, Hannah. Will Summerfest be making any changes in future events?
So, Deanna, they declined my request for an on-camera interview today, but in a statement sent late this afternoon, Milwaukee World Festival Inc. says, quote, while it is too early to announce specific changes or updates, any decisions regarding future safety measures will be guided by our commitment to the safety of our fans, artists, staff.
White folks, y'all heard that woman voice on the call. Me and my husband, we just said, well, it's time to go. I ain't mad at him. Acting a dang fool over there throwing trash cans and just fighting and just acting a fool. And again, when I see stuff like this, who wants to be around it? Why would anyone openly want to attract a crowd who is going to cause problems, who are going to make people not want to attend, and going to make people feel uneasy being in a place? I mean, for me last year, I didn't really care because I for some reason I still think I'm fit and young, which I am fit and young. But I can't keep up with no 21-year-old, no 18-year-old. I got to stretch before I do anything. They can just move. I remember them days when I could just cut on a dime. I can't do that no more. And so why would you want to attract a crowd that's going to cause these type of problems? And I feel like I always need to put a disclaimer out there. All people fight, okay? For the folks that say, oh, he's talking about black people, he's bad, he's downing black people, the station's always being so negative, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I want to put the disclaimer out there. White people fight too. Hispanic people fight too. Asian people fight too. Everybody fights. They do. That's everybody. You can go on the internet and you can see some Little League softball game or Little League baseball game where the parents is drunk and fighting, okay? Hockey game, drunk and fighting. You can see it. Go on social media and see it. But I'm talking about my city, and I'm talking about this instance, okay? And we have to understand in an urban setting like Milwaukee, it is mostly black folks who are on camera at these events having these actions. I mean, I'm not, am I lying, Brother Z? You go out, you see videos. When you see fight, you a DJ. Who you see fighting more? What's the color of the people who be fighting the most?
Black.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So we can either run away from it or we can be just head forward, nose dive in, and address the issue. And I'm going to address the issue. Because whether it's Summerfest, State Fair, Juneteenth, even though Juneteenth was great last year, or just on Water Street last summer, we are the main culprits. Back in 2023, there was a fight at Greek Fest at the State Fairgrounds. We fighting at Greek Fest. Y'all know dang well ain't none of y'all Greek. The only black Greeks y'all know is the Antetokounmpos. I ain't never met a black man that was Greek other than the Nastas and Giannis and they brothers. But we go to they dang events and we fighting. They decided to move their event to Waukesha. Harder for us to get out there. They can act like, oh, it's a new era, we're trying something. No, they said, how can we get further away from these nonsense folks? That's just what it is. Some of y'all want to beat around the bush, but not me. No, I'm not. And Summerfest let y'all know that they don't want them type of people there. They want normal people there. That's why they have acts like The Roots and Rev Run. So all these folks who will be crying about no rap acts at Summerfest. Oh, there's rap acts. There's Rev Run. There's The Roots. Post Malone likes to rap sometimes. I love Charlie Wilson. You know what? I think some of y'all can learn something from Charlie Wilson. Not y'all, but the younger folks. I prefer us not to attract a crowd that's going to embarrass us. So though I personally may like that type of rap, the type of rap that, you know, get you a little ratchet and stuff to get you excited. At my age, I'm all good with them not bringing them to Summerfest. I don't want to be spending a show this summer on Truth to Power, an ounce of time, talking about a fight that broke out at Summerfest. Now, some people believe that it's not about the music, it's about the people. Them free days, maybe they can't have free days no more. Maybe because of the free day attracting everybody that want to come down to do something during the summer, maybe they can't have free days. But they're going to have to do something to price out to make sure that these folks ain't down there, and not having certain acts is definitely going to be something that will help weed out the bad folks, because it's young people acting a fool at Summerfest. They acting like it's fight night. They came ready to go. What do they say when they ready to fight? I'm juiced up, revved up. I don't even know what the saying is. I don't even know what these sayings that the kids say nowadays. We used to say square up or on site. Do y'all still say on site? No, they don't say on. What do y'all say when y'all say when I see him we gonna fight? You know?
No, I don't, Kyle.
Thank you. See, Brother Z is a smart man. See, he getting a little bit older. He said, I don't do that. But 833-212-1017. Is it young black people's fault that Summerfest did not bring any rap acts that appeal to young black people? 833-212-1017. Because let's be honest, none of these hip-hop artists and acts that they bring in this year really appeals to young folks. Don Toliver appeals to a lot of different people, but Don Toliver also was on the American Family Insurance Amphitheater stage, which you have to pay to get in. They don't have none of them acts on the free stages this year. Ain't no T Grizzly and Boss Man D-Lo this year. Heck, they even bring a Quavo type guy. And Quavo was fantastic. Or was Offset last year. Offset. But again, 833-212-1017. Are you happy with Summerfest lineup this year? Put it on the poll. Put it on the poll on YouTube. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. DJ Brother Z gonna poll up. Make it specific. Are you happy Summerfest is not attracting young black people to Summerfest? Something wrong. You can clean it up, Brother Z. You can clean it up. Do you think they made the right decision to be more strategic in the type of hip-hop acts that they brought? 833-212-1017. Because for one, I wish, again, there was more rap artists that I like, but I'm happy not having to deal with these fights. I'm happy that we ain't going to have to deal with these fights coming up this year. I mean, would I have preferred to have some more trap rappers like a Pooh Shiesty with the ski mask or NBA Youngboy? Sure. I would have liked that. I like NBA Youngboy. I think his music is poisonous, but I enjoy it. But I do believe that Summerfest was extremely strategic, and I think we have no one to blame but these young black kids. I'll be honest with y'all. Maybe they can't say that on 620 WTMJ because they might get canceled, but not me. You gonna cancel me for being honest? You gonna cancel me for looking at videos and saying, well, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, I assume it's a duck. And let's be honest, the folks who are causing issues in downtown Milwaukee, the urban areas at these fests in Milwaukee, are black kids. That's what it is. We need to be better. But 833-212-1017, you can chime in on today's conversation. Again, watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Are you happy Summerfest picked the lineup they chose? 833-212-1017. You can see that poll on YouTube. When we come back on the other side, we'll continue this conversation and continue talking about the city of Milwaukee on the other side. It is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. I'll take your calls. I'll take your texts. Next, about Summerfest and the schedule that they chose, which won't attract young black kids.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Office, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to move? Find your next home with Odom Investments and Property Management. Beautiful rentals, great locations, and professional service. All the way Odom Way. Call 855-ODOM-WAY. That's 855-ODOM-WAY. Or 855-636-6929. Your home is waiting.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
It's your final chance to save big at Steinhoffels during their President's Day extended sale. Right now, take at least 10% off store-wide on dining sets, bedroom furniture, living room, and more. But hurry! This is really the end, Truth Nation. And here's something fun. Stop in and test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Big savings, one last shot, and a trip to paradise is on the line. Only at Steinhoffels. Yes, only at Steinhoffels. When driving, I was out in about by the New Glarus area yesterday. Monticello, Wisconsin yesterday. I drove by some Steinhoffels, multiple Steinhoffels, one in Madison, one out in the Waukesha area. Don't miss your chance. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com. I promise y'all they will have something you like. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and I spent the first segment talking about the Summerfest schedule is out, and the Summerfest schedule is cool, it's dope, it's nice, and there's a lot of, for those who I think who are probably 27, 26 and up, even 25 and up. 25 and up, I think a lot of folks who are 25 and up will find something that they enjoy, right? There's some type of artist that will be there that you are able to enjoy and vibe with. I really believe that. Now, if you're under 25, especially, 16 to 24, I do think maybe you might say, well, I don't want to go see that person. Where this person at? I think that might be true. But based off the results of last year, I think Summerfest was strategic in the type of acts that they got when it come to who they were going to attract. And I believe that strategy will probably pay off this year, and I hope that it pays off because nobody wants to go to an event where there's fighting. Nobody wants to go to an event where there's disruptions, and obviously Summerfest is always going to have something that happens. But it's one thing to have an individual isolated incident. It's another thing to have multiple brawls. If you were down at Summerfest on that Friday or that Saturday, especially that Saturday, everywhere you look, it was first and foremost people. And secondly, there was fights happening everywhere. I saw multiple fights. That is not the type of energy that we want to have, and it's something that won't attract people to come down to Summerfest, and we have to be better. When I say we, I'm talking about the young folks. And I think Summerfest finally got pushed to their limits and decided that they weren't going to bring any type of acts that attract an unsavory crowd, period. And the only people we have to blame is ourselves. Some people want to sugarcoat it, but I won't do that. I love my people, but Summerfest owes us nothing. They owe us nothing. They owe young black Milwaukee absolutely nothing. They can still come and enjoy Summerfest. They can see Rev Run. They can see LMA. I love LMA. They can see Charlie Wilson. Hey, girl, what you doing? Like, they can enjoy it. And so, though some people may think this is racist or offensive, we need to stop that. Stop saying everything is racist just because it don't go your way. That ain't how life works. And sometimes it's not real. And sometimes you need to look in the mirror and realize that our own actions led to these results. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can also watch the stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And we have a poll out there. Are you happy with who Summerfest picked for the lineup this year? Yes or no? Right now, no is lead the poll. Again, I would prefer more, hip-hop artists I like. But the hip-hop artists I like, as y'all say, the YNs like. And if the YNs like it, Summerfest stayed away this year. They need to take a break, and I think that's okay. 833-212-1017. Miss Kathy, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts on this conversation of Summerfest and the acts they decided to bring this year?
You said a mouthful. You said the truth, and people don't want to hear that. But I'm going to tell you something. I used to say I don't want to go down anymore because all the kids are fighting. So we would look at who was coming, and then we won't go on that day. But you know what? I like Summerfest. I always have liked Summerfest. I used to work there when I was going to college, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to put it out this way, and people can say whatever they want to say about me. The drug addict babies, alcohol-free babies, people who have no manners, going to alternative schools, not going to alternative schools, got behavior problems. You know you got them, and your relatives know you got them. Don't come down to Summerfest, please. Do not come down to Summerfest and ruin it for everybody else who comes from all over the U.S. to enjoy Summerfest, okay? Please don't do that. I'm glad you put the word out. Now, the other thing I have is that at the BMO Harris stage, are you going to give us some free tickets for that? Or we have a chance to win those at BMO Harris stage? Because those are $80 tickets.
Well, Miss Kathy.
Ticket this extra, sit down, sweetie, and I'm going to see you on Friday now, okay?
Miss Kathy, I can't wait to see you. And Miss Kathy, thank you. That is called marketing. That is what called when you are part of the biggest thing in Wisconsin every summer. You know what we give away. And will we be giving away some BMO Harris tickets this year? You know what? Just because you asked, I'm going to go check and see who's going to BMO this year, and I'm going to put that on the request list. I know we switching up the way that we doing some things this year, but I'm not. I can't promise you some tickets, but you know how to win the tickets.
If you go to, but if you go to Summerfest, you pay the general admission ticket. But if you want to go to the BMO Harris, that's a separate ticket. You can still go there and sit down as seats are available.
Pay
there
to
are
sit
reserved
down.
seats. Right. And I don't mind reserved seats. I don't want to walk around and enjoy the show and then come back and know I have a seat. But the tickets are $80. I'm not being cheap, but I like Roots. I like Charlie Wilson, but I don't know which one I'll be able to go to for my dollar. So if y'all can,
Miss Kathy,
if they're giving out some BMO Harris tickets, hey, I'm on my way.
Miss Kathy, your wish should be my command to try. So I'm going to try. I'm going to let the person. I was just talking to somebody earlier today, Miss Kathy, thanks for calling, about the Summerfest giveaway. We're going to do it a little bit different this year, but I'm going to tell them that Truth Nation has spoken. Miss Kathy coming to the Truth Community Awards, which you should get your tickets today to the Truth Community Awards by going to 1017truthawards.com. Get your tickets so you can come hang out with us tomorrow. But I'm going to put in a request. I'm going to talk to the people I need to talk to make that happen. But she right there now, I'm not, maybe it is people, little drug babies. I don't know. I don't know. I try not to talk about people, kids that way. Call them drug baby, crack babies, and drunk babies. My lady, she works in that industry where she helps people. So I try to be, I've been I'm more sensitive towards that stuff, she gave me Narcan in the car. And I was like, girl, I don't know how to use this. But
You
I
just
guess
put it up their nose.
Yeah, that's what they told me. So I haven't. Well, I had Narcan in my car. I think I took it out. It was taking up some space. But again, so I think she has a point though. Is that people ruin the crowd and you try to pick and choose what days you want to go because you don't want to deal with the nonsense. But 833-212-1017. We're talking about the Summerfest lineup that was just released. And listen, the Summerfest lineup is cool. It's great. Like Miss Kathy said, you got the Roots, Charlie Wilson, Rev Run, Ella May. You got a lot of great options, but a lot of these options won't attract a certain crowd. And I believe Summerfest did that strategically because they said, you know what, we don't want to attract people that are going to pull down the atmosphere for the other people here who are paying to be here. But 833-212-1017, Al in Milwaukee. I'm sure you got a lot on your mind.
Problem is they've been putting stuff up their nose, and the biggest problem is a lot of you fathers ain't putting your foot up the crack of their ass. Cause you leaving it on the mother, you leaving it on the mama, and then you're blaming her when he catch all these felonies, and your daughter is wore out by the time she's 21 because she don't got no walls. But then y'all complain.
Whoa, Al, what that got to do with anything?
It got to do a whole lot to do with it. Because first of all, if they was raising their kids and doing what they supposed to do, they wouldn't be running in the streets and they wouldn't know how to act.
Wait a minute, Al. Listen. I lived on a college campus. Let me tell you, there were more than people who didn't have daddies around that also got stuff worn out, Al. That ain't just because your daddy ain't around. You can have a daddy in your life and have stuff worn out. I can't believe you got me saying that on air.
But what I'm saying is, Kyle, the generation of these kids today, they're not getting dragged out the bed and getting that ass tapped. Don't do that. Here, have a sip of this hand paint and smoke this blunt. Because you sitting down with your daddy and your mama. No, you need to drag them out that bed by their foot and let them know in your house this is the law. And I want you to act a certain way. So if you get in trouble, I don't have to look stupid. But no. We're going to kick it because I'm going to be your best friend. And you know what? I don't care if they cut Summerfest out because I don't go any MF way anyway for those reasons.
You think the reason why these people is acting a fool at Summerfest is because of their parents, I'm assuming.
Yep, because if your parents kept your foot clean up there, you ain't going to want to act
So,
that
Al,
way,
did y'all not fight back in the day? Did your generation not fight back in the day?
Yeah, they did, but they didn't do all that, and I know I didn't do all that because that's nothing I wanted to be around. I want to have fun, not run.
There's
a difference.
Al, thank you. I want to have fun, not run. 833-212-1017. We were talking about Summerfest and their lineup being announced today. And I like the lineup. I think it's great, but I do believe that Summerfest was very strategic about who they were going to bring this year because they didn't want to deal with that nonsense and the mess that we had last year with all the fights happening. It was mayhem, complete mayhem. 833-212-1017. What are your thoughts? Do you think Summerfest made the right decision? Do you think it was offensive to the young people? Do you think only people we should blame for the fact that these young folks don't have a specific act that they love and like this year at Summerfest is simply because of their own actions? Is it their own doing? 833-212-1017. Tarina, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, I wanted to piggyback off of Al. I definitely agree with him. Although we're definitely not in the same age range. I feel like as a teenager, I was scared of embarrassing my mama and my daddy outside. Like we weren't doing all of that. Like, and then if you did do it, you didn't do it around other adults. It was a level of respect. There's no level of respect in it. Honestly, like I'll say, it's because we don't whoop our kids. We trying to gentle parenting and all of that. They're not scared. They ain't scared of nothing. They don't care about nothing. So I feel like people do need to start whooping their kids because. Your kid treats you a certain way. How do you think they're going to treat other adults in public? There's going to be no regard because they don't have any regard for their upbringing.
Thank you. I always thank you, Tarina. I tell people all the time, I got whoopings and spankings, and I think that's okay. Now, am I going to whoop my kid and spank my kid? I mean, I may be part of the problem because I don't plan on whooping my kid and spanking my kid. Now, I plan on being very stern, very direct, very threatening. I don't see nothing wrong with threatening a kid. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bit of fear. I don't. My cousin, they probably listening. My auntie did not whoop my little cousin, but she spanked her with a spoon. And when I say my cousin was fearful of wooden spoon, she probably scarred to this day. When she be cooking, she don't use wooden spoons because she's so damn scarred. So I'm just saying, like, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy fear. I feel like these kids need some healthy fear. So you don't need to beat your kid, but you definitely need to discipline your children. I think that might be something that's missing. Won't be the Wallace kids, tell you that much, unless they're girls. I don't know what I'm going to do with girls. That's going to be a problem. Don't you put your hand on my daughter. You yell at my girl like that, so that's going to be a problem. Boys, sit your behind down. Girls going to be different. But 833-212-1017. We're talking about Summerfest. The fact that the Summerfest lineup is out, and it is pretty clear that Summerfest had a plan this year where they were not going to bring any acts that can attract some nonsense in Summerfest this year. And I think that is a good thing. Whose fault is it? Is it Summerfest being disrespectful, or is it the kids for not respecting other people's space and other people's enjoyment that they want to have? 833-212-1017. I'll read your talking text on the other side and continue this conversation next.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the second annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We are rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruthAwards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the second annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Marquette Golden Eagles battled back in the second half but came up short against number 17 St. John's on Wednesday night, 76-70. Steve the Homer True on the call.
And you'll hear the buzzer. Marquette gave it a run, led by 6 in the second half early after down 9 at half, but in the end, 16th ranked St. John's has enough.
Next up for Marquette is a matchup Tuesday night against Georgetown. The USA women's hockey team battles for gold today against Canada. Canada holds a historic edge against the United States as the reigning Olympic champs on the women's side. However, the two teams did play in a preliminary match, with the United States winning 5-0 last week. And tomorrow, the men's hockey team takes on Slovakia in the semifinals, the winner facing off against Canada or Finland in the gold medal game. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proud supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, the second annual Truth Community Awards is this Friday, and you do not want to miss it. That is tomorrow, so get your tickets now by going to 1017thetruthAwards.com. That's 1017thetruthAwards.com. And do realize we do not sell tickets at the door. It is all pre-sale only. Congratulations to the amazing award recipients this year, who are Andre Douglas, Erica Crowley, Farina Brooks, Joseph Addison, Melody McCurtis, Shawana Lindenberg, and thank you to them for making a real difference in our community. The Truth to Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cubs and Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us this Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Homer Blow and legendary Bailey Coleman from 5:30 to 8 p. at Venue 3 in the 3rd Street Market Hall. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We're having a conversation talking about Summerfest. The lineup came out, and I think Summerfest should be called this year a YN free zone. Okay, I ain't mad about it. I bravo to Summerfest. Bravo. I love my young kings and young queens, but y'all need to start acting like young kings and young queens. Y'all need to start acting like y'all truly are. That's why the Roots are coming this year. That's why Rev Run is coming this year. That's why Jeremiah, who most of y'all probably don't know who Jeremiah is, for the young folks is coming. Sean Paul, Duntian. When you look in your eye, girl, you're making me want it. Flow Rider, I cry. I'm telling you, I like the lineup. I really do. I really do. Some very entertaining folks, but I think Summerfest decided after last year's mayhem that took place and the brawls that took place that we can't bring acts that could potentially attract this type of crowd. Now, will they also get rid of the free days, as somebody said on YouTube, 101.7 The Truth on YouTube, get rid of the free day? Potentially, but I would hate for so many people to lose out on the opportunity to attend Summerfest on the last day simply because some folks don't know how to act. That is a shame. 833-212-1017. Whose fault is it that Summerfest decided that they weren't going to bring in certain artists this year? And again, I can't say that this was actually a conversation that they had, but based off what I'm seeing in the lineup and based off what happened last year, I think it was strategic. Who's at fault? 833-212-1017. That one guy, you're on Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Hey, thanks a lot for taking my call. I think it goes on too long, Summerfest. I think it should be a lot shorter. I think that's what's part of the issue. It goes on for what, a month? 3 weeks?
3 weekends. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday,
I feel
Saturday.
Like it's way too long. And I used to live on 23 in Wisconsin, so I just have bad experience from it. And above all, it kind of like ruins the lakefront. You know, you can't. What's your bad
experience from Summerfest, if you don't mind me sharing?
Oh, there's a lot of fights go on there. A lot of fights. It doesn't feel safe, and then you got the people with the sports cars, and they're going like crazy, drinking and driving. Just a bad crowd in general. I just felt like it went on too long, and me and my wife, we really enjoy like walking along the lake, especially by the Summerfest grounds. And
it is beautiful.
When that's going on, it's like you can't even get in there.
It is beautiful. That one guy, I appreciate you sharing. He said, just get rid of he said, make it shorter. I love Summerfest. I really do. And I think it's something that really puts us in the global spotlight because it is the world's largest music festival, but also you have so many different artists, all these acts that are coming to our city to perform on a lot of free stages. You know, I think that's beautiful that our city gets to have something like this that makes it so special and gets to highlight our city. Absolutely love it. But 833-212-1017, also on the Truth Talking text line, Marcus Shaw said, don't think white folks wasn't fighting last summer. I synced it, especially at the bar. It was 60 of them. Yeah, I agree. 100%. That's why I always put the disclaimer out there. Everybody fights. But I'm talking about in urban inner city Milwaukee at these festivals, it's mostly us. Summerfest, mostly us. State Fair, mostly us. Greek Fest, mostly us. Marcus said, I have a bright idea. Stop making it free on the last day. There it is. That might be it. Bruce said, I'm not happy about that. You're right. We're not the only ones that fight. We are the ones reported the most. That's very true. That's why I think it was when they had a big fight maybe last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, but I mentioned it, the biker fight. I mentioned that on air because I feel like we should highlight that type of stuff. But I really like to focus on what happens here in Milwaukee. T said, also, the CPS threat is big in our community. What CPS and the police don't understand is that if we discipline our children, they won't have to. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? But Truth Nation, I do want to transition over really quickly, as I'm always up against time. But Truth Nation, I don't know if y'all saw this or not yesterday. Black MAGA was on full display. It was. And before I go, and I don't want to offend anybody because I never have the intention on offending anybody, because I feel like as an American, right, every American has the right to vote and support whoever they want. That is our right. That's our constitutional right. We can vote for whoever we want to. We're going to talk about voting tomorrow, just so you know. But understand this too, every American also has the right to question, also has the right to judge the decision that you make. That's just what it is. Like, I have the right to judge. Now, it may not be cool for people to be so judgmental, yeah. But everybody has the freedom of thought and the freedom to do that. That's the beauty of living here in America. Well, at least it used to be the beauty of living here in America, because right now we do have an administration that seems to be very uncomfortable with some of the things that go against them, and they're comfortable suppressing the speech that doesn't align with their views. But for the most part, I still can say what I want, think how I want, vote how I want, and do what I want here in America, just as long as it's all legal and it's not offending anybody. I have that right. And yesterday, the White House hosted its Black History Month celebration. Give an applause for that. They hosted their Black History Month celebration, Truth Nation. Make sure y'all watch the stream is live on YouTube. And according to someone in attendance, there was a sea of black folks in the room, which I love to see. That's cool. I love that. I've been to the White House before, not inside, well, inside, but not inside the main area, in the press area on the front lawn. I think it's great. And honestly, the more black people that have access, the better, in my opinion. Because I feel like that's the way it should work, is that the more black people that are in Donald Trump and this administration's inner circle, the more likely we have an opportunity to actually make real change. But if you haven't seen the sea of black people, go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube, to see the Instagram post of the sea of black people. And I'm sorry, when you hear this guy talk, which, you know, I talk the way I talk as well, he just seemed like a stereotypical Republican. Don't he? Go ahead. DJ Brothers, I want you to listen to. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube or turn up your radio to hear about the sea of black people lined up to go into the White House yesterday.
Is the Black History Month reception at the White House. I'm out here and you can see all of these people standing and waiting in line to go into the White House reception for Black History Month. So if anybody's telling you, what's going on, brother? How you doing? How you doing?
This is an all-star
This is another one. This is what happens.
All-star affair.
What's going on? So good to see you as well, brother. So look, this is the line again for the Black History Month reception at the White House. So the next time somebody tells you that Trump is racist or he doesn't like black people or anything like that, you can direct them to this crowd. You can direct them to all of the black people that are here in support.
All right, brother, I love it. You can see the joy, you can see the pride on them faces. Them black MAGA supporters, they love it. That's what's up. And again, I'm not trying to kill nobody's joy, because I think it is an honor to be able to be in the White House. I really do. But I do have a serious question that I want to ask, and it's the same question that many Republicans ask Democrats. What did you get for your vote? That's all I want to ask, because I know a lot of times they ask, what do black people get for voting Democrat? Which is a fair question. And I hope people can give a list of things that they got. But now, Trump is in office, he is the president, and that is his administration that has taken place for over a year now. And I know they're so happy to be in the White House, but what have you gotten for your vote? I think that's fair. And I'm not asking that sarcastically. I'm genuinely asking that because yesterday, during the Black History Month event, Donald Trump spoke to the folks who were there. He kind of went off script, as he does, because he's older. That's what happens. But Trump highlighted what he says he's done for black America during his first year back in office. He highlighted the great accomplishments that he's done for black America. So for me, I'm like, great. I get to hear these accomplishments for black America. And so, Truth Nation, this is what Donald Trump said yesterday as his great accomplishments that he achieved for black America in 2025. The great accomplishments he touted yesterday were, during Black History Month, he talked about a law eliminating federal income tax on tips. Tax on tips. That's huge, right? Oh, yeah. I get tips. Psych. He also said the other big thing that he has delivered for black people, he mentioned the fact that he deployed the National Guard in the black communities. What a flex that is. No tax on tips, National Guard deployment. That's it. That's a real economic starter for our community, isn't it, Truth Nation, right? I mean, this can't be real. That is the only accomplishments that you can speak of about what you've done for black people, because on the flip side, I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather than seeing no tax on tips as something that impacts everybody, or the National Guard deployment in certain cities, which helps everybody, I guess. I would prefer to see the black community have access to higher paying jobs, sustainable jobs. I'd rather see black students with access to scholarships specifically designed to close the opportunity gaps like we have that they're cutting because of DEI. I'd rather see black unemployment rate moving downwards versus trending upwards. As of right now, it is at 7.5% in December, but when Biden left, it was under 6%. That is what my preference would be. So to me, this is the problem that I have, Truth Nation. It's not about winning or losing an election. It's about winning or losing progress for our community. And I feel like we have too many people in this past election that were so willing and so excited to have the black community lose power. We have to be the only voting bloc that brags about such a low percentage of people who voted a certain way. Oh, 18% voted for Trump. Look at that. It becomes a trophy. We have to be the only group where people celebrate voting in ways that don't improve our conditions in our community. I don't get it. Be mad at the Democrats if you want to. I'm fine with that. Criticize them. Hold them accountable. Please do, because I do. But also, I want you to have that same level of expectations for when you vote a different way. Demand a return on your investment. Because though some people may believe we don't get enough return on our investment for voting Democrat, oh, best to believe we get a return on our investment in general. So, again, I really want to hear people really talk about what they've gotten in this last year, because if somebody can only tout no tax on tips, and if somebody can only tout bringing the National Guard into your community, what the hell did he do? None of that is economics. None of that builds economics. Tax on tips only impacts a certain amount of people, and not a significant enough people. Because I promise y'all this, if Joe Biden had bragged about this type of stuff, no tax on tips and troop deployment being his golden standard and what he did for the community, y'all would be clowning him nonstop and calling it a complete failure. So all I'm asking for is for folks to simply be real and say, what have we gotten? Because ain't nothing going to change. Trump going to be in office for the next 3 years. So I'm going to ask all the black Republicans who voted for Donald Trump, please start holding him accountable. Please be on the front line. It's your turn. It's your turn to be at the parties. It's your turn to be behind the scenes. It's your turn to push for some good for our community. And please use that power that you have. So for the 18% that like to celebrate the fact that they were on the winning team, please, please, please advocate for the black community, because at the end of the day, your ass is still black and you still part of the losing team, because as a black community as a whole, we are currently losing right now. So let's find a way to uplift us all. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walsh. Again, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. I see y'all on YouTube in y'all comments. I'll continue this conversation talking about the Black MAGA Black History Party, where they celebrated no tax on tips, National Guard deployment. We'll talk about that next. Keep it locked. It's Truth to Power.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Let him cook.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers head to Michigan to take on Horizon League Conference foe, the Detroit Mercy Titans.
And Dorcia slip it right at the top. Elam contested three, and it doesn't matter. He buried it anyway. 20 to shoot. Elam will. No on the three to the top. Ricochet. Dorcius. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence in the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we are honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empower our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in all month long as The Truth uplifts the legacy of Black History Month, and is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. It is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I just felt like I need to talk about the black folks who were celebrating Trump, which you can, but now let's hold them accountable like we hold Democrats accountable. Let's not cheer on being on the winning team. Let's cheer on the black community being uplifted, because the only reason I vote for Democrats is because they actually give us a little bit of return of our investment. In 1 year, Republicans gave us a negative return on investment. We all know that's not good. On the talking text line also, we talked about Summerfest and talking about the fights that are happening at Summerfest and about the lineup coming out this year. And it seemed like Summerfest strategically decided who they were going to try to attract with the acts that they got, which they have every right to do. And I'm happy they did that, because I prefer for people to have a safe, good time. But on the talking text line, Cool Breeze said, Brother Walls, I've been in education 25 years. Within the last 3 years, I've seen more teens curse their parents out, smoke with their parents. Like Al said, if they don't respect their parents who provide food and shelter, none of us have a chance. And I think that's a great way to end the show, because at the end of the day, as Al said, we want to have fun, not run. This has been Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Thank y'all so much for chiming in, tuning in. As always, you can always go back and listen to your favorite shows on 1017 The Truth on YouTube, or download the award-winning 1017 The Truth app today so you can listen to Truth to Power. The Tori Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, peace out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend, and hopefully I'll see you at the Truth Community Awards.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Dr. Gladys West, the mathematician who helped shape modern GPS, has passed away at 95. Born on a Virginia farm during the Jim Crow era, West excelled academically and broke barriers at the Naval Surface Warfare Center. Her work transformed satellite data into accurate Earth models, laying the foundation for GPS technology used globally today. West's legacy lives on in every navigation, flight, and smartphone, a quiet pioneer whose impact changed the world. Dr. Gladys West's story is one of perseverance and innovation. Let's honor her legacy by pushing boundaries and inspiring future generations. Rest in power, Dr. Gladys West. Your work